So today we're going to be soldering together one of the badges. Now this is part of a competition that the Unexpected Maker competition, I'm not quite sure it's a competition, but a challenge, let's say, that the Unexpected Maker put together, and quite a few people are taking part. So you'll get to see those at some point, but hopefully the Unexpected Maker will do a little recap video at some point with all of these. I'm certainly going to send him one. I don't know whether I'll send him a complete one or a kit and see if he wants to do it in the oven or something. I don't know, we'll see. But today we're going to be putting it together, but I thought I'd do a quick recap of what this is. So we've got, on the front, we've got a 4017, that is a little sort of decade counter. And on the back, we've got a 4027, which is a JK flip-flop. I've covered all of this stuff in previous videos, so I won't go into detail. On the front, we've also got a TS555 timer. This is a low-powered 555, so it will run down to about 2.7 volts. Around the outside, we've got a bunch of LEDs, and also on the front, there are some components. So we've got a couple of transistors. Those are NPM 2N3904 MBT transistors, and some other sort of passive components. I don't know if you could just hear it, but the crap cricket is still here and it just made a noise. It probably will do again in the process of doing this video, because it's going to take a little more than 15 minutes, I think. All right, let's get started. So I think we'll put the chip on the front first. Just hold that in place. Now, unfortunately, this is a black solder mask, so it makes it really difficult to sort of show very well on camera. And I don't know if I mentioned before, but it looks like I've forgotten, or maybe did this on purpose, I'm not sure, to put any of the silkscreen on for the parts. So I'm going to have to refer to my phone and look at a picture of the PCB layout to figure out where everything is. I think I can pretty much remember, but I need to be sure. Plus, there's a small problem, as always happens. I'll point it out using this black, easy to see pointer. The resistors, this is one of them here. This is the 3.2, there's another problem, 3.2 K resistor, and it's in an 0603 package, whereas everything else is 0805 in the passives. The LEDs are 0603, but also 3.2 K isn't a value. That's what I've put in my schematic, but it isn't what I've used on the breadboard. I think I've used a 3.3 K because that's one of the standard values. So I'm going to be using a 3K because that's what I've got in 0805. We're going to try and fit 0805 onto these 0603 pads. All right, let's get started. I'm going to use a bit of flux because I've sort of been handling these boards, so it may have a bit of like finger grease on there, so it might be a good idea to use a bit of that. There we go, that looks okay. Get another one soldered over here. It's fairly warm today, so I've got all of the windows open, so you may hear some noise from the neighbourhood. There was a bit of a thunderstorm brewing as well. It's Saturday, just in case you're wondering, and you're in the UK and know what the temperature's like here. Well, that didn't flow too well. I've still got this, I used a different tip for my iron, because I was soldering together those NeoPixels, and I haven't yet switched it back to the one that I'm more comfortable with. So we're using what I would consider to be quite a small tip. There we go, that looks like it's on properly. And let's get the 555 on there too. Okay, that presents a small problem. There doesn't appear to be a pin 1 marker there. We're just going to risk it, I think, and go with the way that the text is. So, whoops. So assuming that pin 1 is in the direction of the text, it would sit like that. So let's go for that. There we are. Clean my iron first, I think. Yeah, they look okay. Have a little closer look. Now let's get our passives on there. This is what I mean about using my phone to figure out where the positions are. So I'm going to start with the 4.7 microfarad capacitor. It's going to go there. Now the 4.7 has come in a 0805 package, and the reason I did that was because actually they seem to be pretty difficult to get hold of as 0603, or they're certainly more expensive, and I think that is the case with capacitors. When you're trying to find these higher value ones, you'll find that they don't appear in really small packages. It's a little bit off, isn't it? But I mean, beggars can't be choosers when it comes to this stuff. It looks okay. I've got to be careful not to heat this too much because they're small components, so it will easily heat the other side and fly off. So have to be a bit careful. There we go. Just above that, we've got the 3.2K resistor, which is going to be 3K in this case. So let's lob a solder there. And remember, this is an 0805 package trying to fit it onto an 0603. Let's zoom in a little bit. So again, being careful not to heat the package up too much. We just need to get a little bit more solder onto that pad, or onto this side. There we go. Next up, we've got a 100 nanofarad that goes there, and also a 10K here. We've also got a 10K there and up here. So let's get all the 10Ks done. So I need 3 of those. Now I made some odd design decisions with this board, well, I say design decisions, they weren't really, I didn't really make a decision, I think is the actual thing. I didn't put a switch on here for power, so essentially what that means is there's no way to turn it off without taking the battery out. Which is a little bit of a shame, but it's not a killer problem. I mean, the thing will run for hundreds of hours. It draws well, it runs down to about 2.7. I think we discussed that, didn't we? But the thing with it is, it runs at about 1.5 milliamps and peaks at about 2. So it's not a heavy current draw. So with these CR2032s, which is what I'm using, they have a rated capacity with these non-rechargeables of something like 240 milliamps. So it should last quite a long time, especially since it can go down to 2.7. In fact, when it's running at, so the battery will sit at about, what, 3.2 volts, and then it will run down to 2.7. So the current draw becomes a lot less when you're looking at 3 volts or even 2.7 volts. That's not quite center, but I don't particularly mind. So that's all of our 10Ks done. Now we need to get the 470 ohm resistors on. Now these are the current sinks. So each one of those LEDs is connected to power through sort of a running power rail that goes around the outside. And they go through one of these 470 ohm resistors through a transistor. Oh, actually, whereabouts do they go? Oh, I see. Just there and there. I've scratched up the P a bit there, that's annoying. There's not really a lot of solder on that pad. Let's just pop a little bit more on. There's that cricket again. There we go, just solder the other side of those. Oh, actually it was over here, wasn't it? I'm resoldering something else. Now we've got the 100 nanofarad to go on. There we are. Yeah, I didn't think that had worked. There we go. And then we need to put our transistors on. These are 2N3904. I think the ending of it is MBT. They are miniature. Look at them, they are really, really tiny. So we just need 2 of those. And there's no sort of ambiguity with these, they only really go on one way. So we'll just solder one of the pads there and there. Sorry about my hand getting in the way there. That's one. There's 2. And then we'll just go through and solder the other sides. Right, let's get the, should we do the LEDs? The last thing we've got to do is solder the chip on the back and the battery holder, but that will make the board very unstable and I won't be able to fit it in here very well. So I think we'll do the LEDs first. Now, a lot of the LEDs you'll find have markings on them. So this one has a green little line on it. And if you look on the back, oops, it's pulling up, that's actually like that, there we go. If you look on the back, you'll see that there's an arrow. Now, the line on the back is essentially the line on the diode diagram. So the arrow points in the flow of conventional current. So the line is your cathode, the ground bit of your LED essentially. So on our board here, we've got these little dots and they're ever so slightly closer, I think, to the cathode. So on my board, the cathode is there, there, there. So essentially they're all in the same orientation. So it should be fairly easy. So let's get a couple soldered in, shall we? Let's start down the bottom. Do we want to solder them all? I guess we can do. Need to turn this board around now. I think these, I'll end up putting these up on my Tindy store, but I will make all the stuff available for free, so you can go print one yourself or whatever. I don't want to sort of hook people into buying things. Like it's only, there's no real profit involved in short run stuff, so it's not like I'm going to be missing out if you guys could just go and print some stuff yourself. I will also make the Eagle files available at some point when I get around to it on my website, and I'll do that because you might not want the word crap printed on the front. You might want to change it to something else, which is fine by me. It is going to be... Right, that's all the LEDs roughly in place. There's a couple like this one here, which is a little bit out of alignment, but I'm not overly worried about stuff like that. So let's get the rest of the sides soldered up. I know that the crap term is not for everybody. And it's not going to be with me forever, I don't think. It's only when projects take a long time, I always feel like just call them crap, because it took a while to learn how to do something, and I kind of think it's funny, but you might want to have it say your name or an achievement maybe. I think I mentioned it in another video that I was going to call it Bodge Badge, and then have some wires that you had to solder or like flick around in order to make it work. I thought that would be fun, but I didn't end up doing that. I think that's all of them. I'll just have a quick check. I wouldn't want one not to light. Yeah, that's all of them. Now we need to do the stuff that's on the back. So pop that back in. So we need a 4027 now. Oh, well, I've got the wrong pin, but whatever, that one will do. So pin 1. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh my Lord, look at that. That was pretty close. I've picked up a 4017. Idiot. Let's get a 4027 instead. There we go, that's the right one. Close. There we go. I need a bit of new solder. There we go, all done. Now we just need to get the battery holder on. Solder that in place. I'm just going to tack one side and then we'll come back and readjust it. There we go, just need to solder this side now. That looks good to me. And then we can just pop a battery in. Oh wait, no. Almost forgot. There is one more component to put in, and that is an LDR. So let's grab one of those. I wish I'd not put the battery on now. That's okay. So I kind of want this to... Let's chop these leads off actually. So I want it to sort of stick up just here. I don't know if you can really see that, it's a bit difficult. So I'd like it to sort of stick upwards and inwards a little bit. So I'm just going to tack one side on and then we'll readjust it. So the easiest thing is probably just like any SMD type component is just to put a bit of solder on. Let's turn this around actually. And we'll use our tweezers for this, I think. Just tack that on. And solder the other side. A bit more than that, I think. There we go, and then we'll put a bit more over here. Yeah, that feels pretty good. We can shorten those leads at the end a little bit, I think. And now, oh, there's a rogue LED there. Did I put them all on? Yeah. And now we can just stick a battery in, hopefully. So I've got one CR2032 here. I'm going to turn it around so I can't see what's going on. And fingers crossed, it will all be lighting. Only one side lights. And I can see why, haha. So if I just poke this in here, it will light up. Yeah, can you see that? I forgot to solder that side of the resistor, so let's just get the soldering iron in while the power's on, who cares? There we go. Easy fix. Are they all lighting up? It looks like they are. Yeah, they are. Excellent. So we can dim this. In fact, if I just turn these lights off. And this one. Oh, there we go. So I can put my finger over here and really, really slow it down, he says. It's pretty slow. It's still light in here. So in fact, let's give it a proper test, shall we? Let's put my torch on my phone. Eee! And then back this way. Well, there we go. The crap badge. It's not really crap. I love it, actually. So I will sort this out on Tindy. So if people want to buy it and they don't want to send it off to make themselves, then that's cool. And I will also get it up on my website at some point. It takes a while to write those things, and I don't really have that kind of time. So there we go. Ta-da! Or maybe I'll give one away. I don't know how to do it, but also I'll send one to Sion because he started this whole thing. All right, I'll speak to you all soon.